Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Radha, Madhava Radha, Madhava Radhe Radhe, Jaya Radha, Chama Sundara Radha, Sundara Radhe Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe. Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Prabhupada, Gurudev, Gurudev, Jita Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai. Hare Krishna, everyone. So before we start with Srimad Bhagavatam, let us actually pray on to Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Am I properly audible to everybody? Yeah?
Yes,
So,
Mataji.
let me share. You can see the slides, right? Am I sharing? Yeah. Okay, so today we are assigned chapter 24 of 4th canto, text number 7 to 11. And the chapter's name is Chanting the Song Sung by Lord Shiva. So what actually I have done is I have made the slides along with the text and translation and purpose. So let us start with text number 7. Tatrapiham purusham paramatmanam atmadrek yajam stallokatam apa kushalena samadhina. Krishna, this is text number 7. Let us go ahead to read the translation and purport. Can someone help me with reading?
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although Maharaja Antardhana was engaged in performing sacrifices because he was a self-realized soul, very intelligently rendered devotional service to the Lord, who eradicates all the fears of his devotees. By thus worshipping the Supreme Lord, Maharaja Antardhana, wrapped in ecstasy, attained his planet very easily.
Continue.
Mataji.
Perfect.
Okay.
Or anybody else would like to read? They can.
Yes, Mataji. Shall I read?
Please, Mataji.
Sloka 7, purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Since sacrifices are generally performed by fruitive actors, it is especially mentioned here, Tatrapi, that although Maharaja Antardhana was externally engaged in performing sacrifices, his real business was rendering devotional service by hearing and chanting. In other words, he was performing the usual sacrifices by the method of Shankirtana Yajna as recommended herein. Shavanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Sakyam Atmani Vedanam. Bhagavatam 7.5.23. Devotional service is called Kirtana Yajna, and by practicing the Sankirtana Yajna, one is very easily elevated to the planet where the Supreme Lord resides. Out of the 5 kinds of liberations, achieving the same planet where the Lord resides and living with the Lord there is called Salokya liberation. That's it, Mataji. Screen.
Yeah, 1 minute. I'm just trying to. Okay, so before we start the
Hare
explanation of this, the genealogical line of Prithu Maharaj was, we already did this in the previous shloka, so I'm just trying to give you an overview. So Prithu had so many 5 sons, Vijitashva, who became the emperor. Then when he became the emperor, the other 4 brothers were given different regions. Southern region was given to Dhumrakesha, eastern for Haryaksha, northern region for Dravina, and western region for Vrika. The Vijitashva, who became the emperor, he had 2 wives, and one was Shikhandini. She had children, Pavaka, Pavamana, and Shuchi. They were expansions of fire god. The second wife was Nabhaswati, and her son was Havirdhana. So he gave up his duties of a king on the plea of performing long sacrifices. He gave an excuse, I have to do great big sacrifices. Why did he do that? Because he was in mode of goodness. So the qualities of mode of goodness was basically they do not like to harm people. They cannot see the suffering of the people. So when he found out that taxing and punishing and fining people, it was very painful for him. He couldn't take it. So the word given there was darunam. It was very darunam for him. So he just gave up his duties of a king and went ahead to do sacrifices. A lot of performing lot of sacrifices. But because he was a realized soul, because he was a devotee of the Lord, so he very intelligently, although he was doing karma kanda, having sacrifices means karma kanda. So although he was doing all these things, but still he was rendering devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so engaging externally in showing others, everybody, how to do the sacrifices, how to do the yajnas, but internally he's serving the Lord. How? By Shravanam, by Kirtanam, by Smaranam, Padasevanam, that which even Prahlad Maharaj also recommended in 7.5.23. So yajnas nowadays is not possible for everybody. So it was Kirtana Yajna, Sankirtana Yajna, which was taken up. But Sankirtana Yajna is like in total, it is all the 9 different types of devotional service together. They combine to form this Sankirtana Yajna. And when one performs this yajna, when one performs this devotional service, definitely the destination is allocated for him. Where he is going to go is allocated for him. But the devotee, as it is, does not want any kind of destination, any kind of liberation. So we will just first see what were the performance of, he was performing Sankirtana Yajna, means what? Shravanam. Kirtanam. So who exemplified Shravanam? Do we know? Do we remember who exemplified Shravanam?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Yes, Mataji, Parikshit Maharaj. And Kirtanam was Shukadev
Shukadev
Goswami.
Goswami.
Smaranam was Prahlad Maharaj. Padasevanam is Lakshmi Devi, who was always engaged in at the lotus feet of the Lord. Then Archanam was by Prithu Maharaj. Vandanam was, can you recognize who he is?
Arjuna.
Pardon? Is Akrura. Akrura exemplified Vandanam. Dasyam was by Hanumanji. And Sakhyam was
Arjuna.
Arjuna. And Atmanivedanam is Bali. Yes. So when one goes through this Sankirtana Yajna, any one of this also, if you exemplify, then that destination is concerned. So now here they have written that he attained. Can you see the cursor? He attained his planet very easily. Who attained? Antardhana. His planet means the Lord's planet. Okay. So what was the Lord's planet? We will try to see. So Salokya, Samipya. These are the destination, 5 types of liberations we have. Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, Sayujya and Sashti. So Salokya means in the same planet where the Lord is residing. So we saw that this Maharaj, he got the destination of residing in the same planet. So Salokya. We know Samipya means the one who is very much associating with the Lord. Sarupya means he's having the same features of the Lord. And Sashti means having all the same opulences which the Lord is having. And Sayujya means merging. But when somebody uses all his intelligence, uses all his mind, his faith, and he takes refuge or he surrenders himself or fixes his mind, intelligence, his services, everything onto the Supreme Lord, then what happens? All his misgivings are cleansed. Everything, he becomes complete with the knowledge, and straight he will be on to the path of liberation. But the devotees like King Kulashekara, okay, in south you call them as Kulashekara Alvar. Um, okay, he's a Kulashekara Alvar. So what he's telling, nasta dharme navasu nichaye naiva kamupabhoge yad yad bhavyam bhavatu bhagavan purva karmanu rupam etat prarthyam mama bahumatam janma janmantarepi Tvatpadayam Bhura Yuga Gata Nishchala Bhakti Rastu. So what he is telling, that I do every birth after that, according to my karma, whatever birth I get, my destination, what I want is just Nishchala Bhakti, he is telling. I pray, that is my cherished boon, he is telling. Who is saying this? This Alvar is telling, Kulashekar Alvar is telling. He does not want any attachment towards religiosity, na dharma. Nasta dharma. Navasu nichaya, no opulences. I do not want any religiosity, no accumulation of a lot of wealth, or no enjoying sense gratification. So he just wants this one boon. What he's telling, let me render devotion unto your lotus feet. How that devotion should be? Unflinching devotion. Okay. Ahai tuki apratihata devotion he wants. Where did we read this? Ahai tuki apratihata 1.2.6 in Bhagavatam first canto. The Lord is saying what? Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato
Yato
bhaktir
bhakti
aturukshate.
ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati.
Thank you, Mataji. So dharma, he doesn't want anything else. The supreme dharma for us is what? Rendering loving devotional service unto. How that loving devotional service should be? Uninterrupted, no interruption in between. No, today I will sleep. No, today I want to go for a movie. No, uninterrupted. And also unmotivated, you're not, you're not keyed up by somebody. Okay, the dolls are, you just key the doll and the doll dances for some time. Once the turns are done, then the doll stops dancing. But the Lord doesn't want like that. What he wants, it should be unmotivated. Nobody is motivating you, you're self motivated to do the devotional service. That kind of bhakti is what the Lord is wanting. So, and when you do that kind of bhakti, definitely one of the liberations, even though you don't want, but the liberation is given already, destined for you. So, let us go to the next shloka, 4, 24 and 8. Havirdhanaddhavirdhani vidurasuta satsutan Barhishadam Gayam Shuklam Krishnam Satyam Jitavratam. Hare Krishna translation. Can anybody do the translation? Read it, please.
Shall I read, Mataji?
Yeah, Mataji.
Avirdana virdhani vidura sutta sharsutan bahirshadam gayam shuklam krishnam satyam jitavratam. Translation, shall I read?
Yes, please.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Havirdana, the son of Maharaja Anturdana, had a wife named Havirdani, who gave birth to 6 sons named Barhisat, Gaya, Shukla, Krishna, Satya, and Jitavrata. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Jitavrata.
Pranams.
Hare
Jitavrata.
Krishna. Thank you. So now this Maharaj Havirdhana, who was the son of Antardhana, he became the king and he had a wife Havirdhani. Then they had 6 sons. There is no purport for this shloka, so we will be going right ahead. The names of the 6 sons are given: Barhishat, Gaya, Shukla, Krishna, Satya, and Jitavrata. Let us go to the next shloka. Barhishat Sumahabhago Havirdhani Prajapati क्रियाकाण्डेषु निष्णातो योगेषु च कुरुद्वः. Hare Krishna, please read the translation.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, Harivardhana's very powerful son named Barishat was very expert in performing various kinds of fruitive sacrifices, and he was also expert in the practice of mystic yoga. By his great qualifications, he became known as Prajapati. Purport: In the beginning of the creation, there were not many living entities, and consequently, the very powerful living entities or demigods were appointed as Prajapatis in order to beget children and increase the population. There are many Prajapatis. Brahma, Daksha, and Manu are sometimes known as Prajapatis, and Barishat, the son of Harivardhana, became one of them. Hare Krishna.
Havirdhana.
Avid.
So here again it is mentioned that Vidura, Maitreya Muni is talking to Vidura and he is telling that Havirdhana had a very, very powerful son whose name was Barhishat. We saw that in the previous shloka he had 6 out of that, one was Barhishat, and he was a very powerful uh, king person. And he was very much expert in various kinds of fruitive activities, fruitive sacrifices. Fruitive sacrifices means when you are doing some yajna, you are doing it in terms of getting something in return for it. Yeah. So the activity which is done for which you want some results. So that kind of activities he was performing, and also he was expert in the mystic yoga. So and he had such great qualifications, so he became Prajapati. Prajapati means the one who is the leader or the lord of all the Praja citizens. So Prabhupada is mentioning that in those days, because there was not much of a population, so the Lord has, made certain people as Prajapatis, and they were asked to populate the whole the world. So among them, Brahma, Daksha, and Manu are also known as Prajapatis. So this Barhishat is also um, one of the Prajapatis. He was also asked to populate the world. Let's go to shloka number 10. Yasyedam devayajanam anuyagnyam vitanvatah प्राचीनाग्रैकुशैर् आसीत् आश्रितं विशुधातलम्. Sorry, आश्रितं वसुधातलम्. Hare Krishna, please read translation.
Divya Mataji, do you want to read?
I read once. Let me read once again.
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Yasyedam deva yajana manuyajnyam vitanvatah prachinagraihi kushairasi dastratam vasudatalam
Astritam vasudhatalam.
vasudatalam. Maharaja translation by Srila Prabhupada. Maharaja Barhisat executed many sacrifices all over the world. He scattered kusha grasses and kept the tops of the grasses pointed eastwards. Purport: as stated in the previous verse, Kriya
Kandeshu nishnatah.
Kandeshu Nisnat Maharaja Nishnatah. Maharaja Barisat dived very deeply into the fruitive activities of sacrifice. This means that as soon as he finished one yajna in one place, he began performing another yajna in the immediate vicinity. At the present moment, there is a similar need to perform Sankirtana yajna all over the world. The Krishna consciousness movement has started performing Sankirtana yajna in different places, and it has been experienced that wherever Sankirtana Yajna is performed, many thousands of people gather and take part in it. Imperceptible auspiciousness achieved in this connection should be continued all over the world. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Is little more. Somebody else can read. Please, Dinesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. May I read? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Dinesh Prabhu has raised his hand.
Please. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
The members of the Krishna conscious movement should perform Sankirtana yajnas one after another, so much so that all the people of the world will either jokingly or seriously chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The holy name of the Lord, Hare Rama, is so powerful that whether it is chanted jokingly or seriously, the effect of vibrating this transcendental sound will be equally distributed. It is not possible at the present moment to perform repeated yajnas as Maharaja Barhishat performed, but it is within our means to perform Sankirtana Yajna, which does not cost anything. One can sit down anywhere and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If the surface of the globe is overflooded with the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, the people of the world will be very, very happy.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
So, in this shloka, it's mentioned that Maharaj Barishat, he has performed so many sacrifices. He was the emperor, of course. So many sacrifices all over the world. He has done that. Kriya Kandeshu Nishnataha. He dived very deeply, it is said that Prabhupada is telling very deeply into the fruitive activities of the sacrifice. He did so many sacrifices, one after the other, non-stop. One yajna in one place, immediately another yajna in another place, like that. So Prabhupada says that in this yoga, in this Kali Yoga also, such yajna is very, very important, or it is needed in this world right now. So this Krishna consciousness movement, which has been started by Srila Prabhupada in 1966 in New York, actually it was this Sankirtan Yajna was started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years back himself, but it was renewed or brought again to light by Srila Prabhupada in 1966. Then he went to the West for preaching. So Krishna conscious movement, the ISKCON, has started this Sankirtan Yajna in different places. So where many thousands and thousands of people, they are gathering and taking part, and Prabhupada says that it should continue, they should go on, so that everybody will start chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, whether it is jokingly or seriously. So the nama is so important that even if you jokingly also take the name of the Lord, it is going to be helpful. If you remember the pastime of Ajamila, Ajamila has not been done, of course, we are in fourth canto. But Ajamila was a story, pastime, which you must have heard, that he did not even want to take the Lord's name. He is taking the name of his son. But even then, that the power of the holy name was such that when the Yamadutas came to take him, immediately Vishnu Dutas also appeared over there, and they didn't allow them to take Ajamila. So that is the power of holy name. Unintentionally also, if someone is taking, forget unintentionally, even if jokingly also someone says the Lord's name, then also there will be lot of effect of the holy name, that powerful it is. And so it is not possible to perform the yajnas like what this Maharaja Barishat performed. Why? Not much of not many people, or not people who are so qualified to recite the mantras, the powerful mantras, nor the ahuti which we have to use in the sacrifice or in the yajna. We do not find all those things right now. So not so much austere people around. So there are so many in Kali Yuga, so many defects are there that we cannot perform such kind of yajnas, right? So Sankirtan Yajna is the best. Why? Because it does not cost anything. It just, you just have to do your lips and sing Hare Krishna mantra. Even if you hear also, it is sufficient, you know. So also one more thing about this Sankirtan Yajna, the Hare Krishna mantra, is that there are only three syllables, Hare Krishna and Rama, which are repeated, right? So, you know, everybody can remember. Manda Buddhi, Manda Bhagya, we are in Kali Yuga, so you do not have proper intelligence. You cannot remember what you have done 1 week back, 1 year back, 1 day back also. So, how you will remember the Vedas, how you will remember the scriptures? No, we cannot do that. So, this Maha Mantra is very easy for everybody to remember, and which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has insisted that everybody should do, or everybody should participate in this Sankirtana Yajna and become very, very happy. Why people will become happy? When they have no kalmasha in their heart, when their heart is pure. So how will the heart become pure? We read in first canto, Shrunvatam Swakatha Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana Hrudayantasto hi abhadrani vidhunoti suhrutsatam. Krishna is saying that one who listens to the Shrunvatam Swakatha Krishna, the glories of Krishna, then what happens, which is punya in itself, which is auspicious in itself, Hrudayanto, in the heart, whatever abhadra is there, whatever desire to enjoy or desire for sense gratification is there, all those type of misgivings are cleared off. We do know they are personally cleared by the Lord himself. So that powerful the name or holy name is, that it will clear off all your misgivings. Okay, miseries are gone, and then one becomes happy. Also, there is one shloka in fourth canto, 30th chapter, 35th shloka. Yatredyante kathamrishtas Krishnaya prashamaushata Nirvairam yatra bhuteshu nodvego yatra kaschana. The shloka says that whenever the pure topics of the Lord are discussed, wherever they are discussed, immaterial of wherever the topics of the Lord are discussed, who is benefited? Not only the reciter, but the audience also is benefited. So that is the quality of the holy name. That is the potency of the holy name. Yes. So what kind of names also Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told us in Shikshashtakam, verse number 2. What it is that? Nam namakari bahuda nij sarva shaktis tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalaha एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि Durdaivamitrishamihha Janinanuraga. It is our Durdaiva that we do not remember. But Krishna has so many different names depending upon his leelas, depending upon who his parents were. So many different names Krishna is having, and each and every name is equally potent. He has put all his potency, all his energy in every name of the Lord. So we can absolutely take any name. Bahuda, so many names are there. Any name we can take. Okay. So he has given this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is so easy that everybody can remember it, and they can say it, and they can become happy. They can become pious, and they can go back to God just by reciting this Maha Mantra. So one can easily approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead by chanting the holy name. So we have just put up some pictures of chanting. So Prabhupada's statement is other yajnas prescribed in the Vedic literatures are not easy to perform in this age of Kali, but Sankirtan Yajna is easy and sublime for all purposes. Even a small child also enjoys this Sankirtana movement. So let us go to 1 second. Yeah, let us go to text number 11. सामुद्रीं देवदेवोक्ताम् उपयेमे शतत्रुतीं यां वीक्ष्य चारु सर्वाङ्गीं किशोरीं चुष्वलङ्कृतां परिक्रमन्तीम् उद्वाहे चकमेग्निशुकीम् इव. Hare Krishna. Krishnamurti Prabhuji.
Krishnamurti. Yeah,
Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams
Hare
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Pranams.
सामुद्रीं देवदेवाक्ताम् उपयेमे शतधृतिं यां वीक्ष चारु सर्वाङ्गीं किशोरीं सुष्ठ्वलङ्कृतां परिक्रमन्ति मुद्वाहे चकमे अग्निः शुकीमिव.
Please read it
Shall I
out.
read, translate? Am I right from Mataji?
Yes, yes.
Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Maharaja Barihisat, henceforward known as Prachinna Barihi,
Prachina Bari.
Prachina Barihi, was ordered by the supreme demigod Brahma to marry the daughter of the ocean named Satadhruti. Her bodily features were completely beautiful and she was very young. She was decorated with the proper garments, and when she came into the marriage arena and began circumlating it, the fire god Agni became so attracted to her that he desired her company, exactly as he had formerly desired to enjoy Suki purport.
That's pretty perfect.
Shall I read
Yes,
purport, Mataji?
yes, Prabhuji.
Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, the word Sustva Alankritam is significant. According to the Vedic system, when a girl is married, she is very profusely and gorgeously decorated with costly saris and jewelry. And during the marriage ceremony, the bride circumlates the bridegroom 7 times. After this, the bridegroom and bride look at one another and become attracted for life. When the bridegroom finds the bride very beautiful, the attraction between them immediately becomes very strongly fixed. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, men and women are naturally attracted to one another. And when they are united by marriage, that attraction becomes very strong. Being so strongly attracted, the bridegroom attempts to set up a nice house, homestead, and eventually a good field for producing grains. Then children come, then friends, and then the wealth. In this way, the male becomes more and more entangled in the material conceptions of life, and he begins to think, this is mine, and this is I who am acting. In this way, the illusion of material existence is perpetuated. Mataji, where it has gone?
I turned the page.
Mataji. The, the word Sukim,
No, yeah.
the word Sukim, Eva, are also significant for the fire god Agni became attracted by the beauty of Satadruti while she was circumlating the bridegroom Prachina Bharhi, just as he had previously been attracted to the beauty of Suki, the wife of Saptashri. When the fire god had been present long ago at the assembly of Saptashri, he was attracted by the beauty of Suki when she was circumlating in the same way. Agni's wife, named Swaha, took the form of Suki and enjoyed sex life with Agni. Not only the fire god Agni, but the heavenly god Indra and sometimes even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, all very highly situated demigods, are subject to being attracted by sex at any time. The sex drive is so strong in the living entities that the whole material world is running on sex attraction only. And it is due to sex attraction that one remains in the material world and so obliged to accept different types of bodies. The attraction of sex life is more clearly explained in the next verse. Hare Krishna
Yes.
Mataji, Pranams Mataji.
Hi, Krishna. So thank you. It was a big purpose. So now this Maharaja Barhi sir, from now on he will be called as Prachina Barhi. After that he was called as Prachina Barhi. Now because he was so great performing a lot of sacrifices, Brahma himself came and asked him to marry the daughter of the ocean, and her name was Shatadruti. And she was so very beautiful, very young. And when she was getting married, it's mentioned here that she was decorated with proper garments. And when she came into the marriage arena and circumlating it, the fire god became attracted to her. Prabhupada writes in his purport that Shushtu Alankrutam is very, very significant here. That means the girl, when she is getting married, she's very gorgeously decorated with like costly saris or ornaments, jewelry, and she's made look beautiful. That which is going on even now. And that marriage ceremony, they are circumlating the Agni 7 times. At that time, Prabhupada is telling how the progeny goes on, that how the bride and bridegroom they get attracted, and then that becomes a ground. Then they will put up a nice homestead, and then they'll have children. They become get friends, then wealth. Then that way, the male is getting entangled into this family life, into the material conception of this is mine, and this is who I am. That way he gets attached to the gratification, sense gratification. The ego develops, and this is why, this is one thing why we take this multiple births in this material world, because we are getting attracted or attached to the family life. So, so that is one thing Prabhupada has mentioned here. And the next part, Prabhupada is talking about Shuki Iva. Shuki is the wife of Saptarishis. So when the fire god, he actually got, just like he got attracted to Shatadruti, he was previously attracted to the beauty of Shuki. Shuki was the wife of the Saptarishis. So when he got attracted, actually Agni's wife name was Swaha. So what she did, because her husband is getting attracted to Shuki, so she came in the form of Suki and enjoyed the life with Agni. Okay, her name was Swaha. So, like that, not only Agni Deva, but Indra and Brahma, Shiva, they all actually, sometime or the other, they got attracted to the opposite sex. And that sex drive is so strong that it is not only for the human beings, even for demigods like Brahma, Shiva, Indra, everybody gets attracted to it. So we have one shloka in Bhagavad Gita, A Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. Everybody in this material world have to come back again sometime or the other. They have to take birth. The same way, even if the demigods are also getting attracted to sex, they also have to take birth again. So that is shloka here. So how you can avoid all these things? How we can come out of this attachment, this sense gratification? There is only one way. That is to surrender unto the Supreme Lord. And how to surrender unto the Supreme Lord? Already we have got the example in the previous shloka, how he was doing externally, although he is performing all these activities, but internally he is doing devotional service unto the Supreme Lord. What kind of devotional service? Then Navavida Bhakti is there. We can just take up any of the service or try to do, because we are not so perfect, try to do all kinds of services Navavida Bhakti unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and try to perfect our lives. That is the only thing which is going to help us in our progression in devotional life, and that is the Sankirtana Yajna, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That were the shlokas till now. So we still have another 9 minutes or 15 minutes. So if there are any questions, any suggestions. So Hare Krishna Mataji, Suguda Mataji. Maybe we can stop the YouTube.
I don't have the rights, Mataji, to stop the YouTube.
Maybe Suguda Mataji only has it to do.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna
Sorry,
Mataji.
I'm on another call. So we are done.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so very much. So no question answers? Done?
They didn't have any questions.
Jai. All glories to Raja Priya Sakhi Mataji and all the devotees. Thank you, Mataji, once again. So, with the promise of meeting tomorrow again, Shubharatri, Krishna conscious, good night, Hare Krishna to everybody. So, with everybody's permission, we can log out. Was Krishnamurti Prabhu there? How come Krishnamurti? Krishnamurti
Hare
Prabhu?
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Not giving darshan.
He is not giving darshan. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, there is a complaint for you. There is a complaint against you.
They are all devotees, including yourself, Mataji. You have got every